to bring in the red, I increased the red on the color balance. So when I was done with that, I duplicated the layer. But this time around, you discover that there's a difference between the two. One has a blur effect in it. And the reason why I needed to add this blur effect is to make sure that the edges are not too sharp. If they are just too sharp by that, is it's not going to give me that. If you notice, this is a shattered glass, and looking at it, it will just look like it's just there. It's an artificial glass, but that blur will give it. I was looking for a more uh, a camera motion, all this blur motion. If you are watching all this cinematic movie, that was what I was going for. So I duplicated the layer, then added the blur to it. Guys, added the blur layer from what you can see from here. All right. So I had to use if I'm correct, because I am now looking at some of the stuff I did. I went to filter blur gallery and I did field blur. That was what I used. I used field blur for it, so that I can actually affect only the edge. When I double click on it here, you will see from this pin where I affected. If I drag this thing this way, you can see it's making some little changes. When I start moving it, you are seeing some little changes. Remember what I told you, that little details can add a lot or change the perspective of a particular design. So when I was on adding this blur effects on this, I duplicated this layer. And one thing you will notice is that if I turn off this layer mask, you can see this is the old stuff from the field blur. When I bring this thing back on, I had to increase the max, because I maxed it and cleaned what was in the middle to have this thing. So when I was done with it, I duplicated it again and added it on top and added a Gaussian blur. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that well. A Gaussian blur. Then from there, this Gaussian blur is to add more effects to it, as you can see right here. You see that it's not just an image that I just got and just stamped it in Photoshop. I had to, add some effects, work on it, and get to this level. So for my Gaussian blur, when I double click here, it should show me the value of the Gaussian blur that I added. All right, so you can see it's easy Gaussian blur. I added it. It's not showing me that, but